All right, guys. So today, I was doing like a 10 things about me video, and one of the things about me was that I loved Marilyn Manson growing up. So it kind of got me thinking about a story that is pretty crazy. All right, so here's the deal. I lived up on Lookout Mountain in the Hollywood Hills with my stepdad and my mom. And they knew that I was obsessed with Marilyn Manson, right? So basically, they had like a problem with it kind of because I did have problems in school and all that stuff, and they thought that they wanted to like blame him, kind of think like, oh, it's because of that music and like you're obsessed with these dark things or whatever. Not my stepdad, he's pretty cool, but like my mom was kind of worried a little bit. I guess, you know, I'd gone through a tough time. My dad had recently passed away, so like, you know, they figured I was just like kind of lashing out or whatever. So basically, one day my friend comes up to me who lived down the street from us, and she was like, oh my God, did you know that Marilyn Manson lived right down the street from us? Like probably at 10 houses down, and you didn't even know it, and he's moving out right now. I literally lost my shit. I was like, are you fucking serious? Like this whole time I've been in love with him. He's the man of my dreams, and you're gonna hide this from me? Like apparently my parents knew the entire time that he lived down the street, and they were just like crossing their fingers that I wouldn't find out, because they knew my little crazy ass would go over there and be like, take me, you know? I'm like all of 12 years old. And so they didn't tell me, and I felt like I had just been completely like, they betrayed me. They didn't tell me that like the guy I was meant to be with was down the street. Like it was so silly. And so I went off on them. I'm like, how could you not tell me? How could you not tell me Marilyn Manson lived down the street from me? You know how much he means to me and this and that. And they're like, you know, because we're afraid that you're gonna go over there, you know, he's a man, you're gonna like, I didn't look like my age. I looked a lot older, you know, and they're like, we don't want, you know, you going down there and doing anything stupid. So that, you know, too little too late, because I was so angry. That's exactly what I did. I did something completely ridiculous. I armed myself with a hefty bag and he was in the process of moving. So I figured like I would go down there and like get some stuff like by the trash can or something like that. Like whatever he was throwing out, like it's just so embarrassing. Like it's like if he's watching this right now, he probably thinks I'm a nutcase, but I was young, and let's just leave it at that. And so anyways, I go down to his house, which was like a little bit down the hill. It was like a kind of, I want to say it was like reddish or like maroon color. There's like little star cutlets on the door, I remember. And I noticed there was no cars and like it was pretty much empty. And I just really wanted to see what was inside. So long story short, I kind of broke into his house. And there was like no furniture left. And I went through the whole house with my little girlfriend. I like drug her along. Like I drug people along many times to do weird shit with me, you know? And so we're like going through the house, and I find a pile of dark red velvet curtains. So I put those in the hefty bag. And then I go out to the pool area, or I think it was like a pool area, like just like an area with like lawn chairs or something. I don't remember if there was an actual pool there. And there was like these plastic black pillows, which were pretty cool. So I was like, okay, I need these too. So like I put them in the bag. I hope I can't get in trouble for this now. I was 12. And so then I'm like trying to figure out, there wasn't a whole lot of stuff left. I guess like there was one of the mechanical animal statues or something like that that had been thrown away the day before. So I was bummed that someone said they saw that outside and I didn't get that. And then I noticed there was a koi pond. So I spent a good like 20, 30 minutes trying to fish a koi out of the koi pond to put in a hefty bag to take up the hill. Thank God I wasn't able to get the koi fish, and I couldn't figure out really how to figure it out, because obviously I didn't want to like reach in and grab it, you know? So I didn't get the koi fish. But yeah, so I did break into Marilyn Manson's house, and I go up the hill. I'm like lugging this huge bag with like these curtains and these pillows and everything. And I think I got some light bulbs, like there were some colored light bulbs or something like that. I don't remember. And so I get up the hill, and my parents are like, or my mom was like, where were you? What's in the bag? And I'm like, well, now look what you gone and done, you know, because you didn't tell me that my man was living down the street. Now I had to settle for this. I went in there and I got his curtains and his pillows, and my mom's just sitting there looking at me with like this, she's like, are you kidding me right now? Like, you went into his house, like you broke into this man's house and took his curtains? And I'm like, yeah, like see, you should have just told me he lived down the hill. And she goes, Kaylee, this is exactly why I didn't tell you he lived down the hill. How am I supposed to, look what you did. He doesn't even live there anymore. Look what you did. You're completely insane. You can't break into people's houses. She's like, thank God we didn't tell you he lived down the hill, because God only knows what you would have done. And this is true, because I probably would have done something completely worse than what I did. You know, I was unpredictable, to say the least. But yeah, so they were both just like baffled. And for probably about 2 or 3 years after that whole, you know, break-in, I would put those red curtains up in every house that we moved in. I always had the Marilyn Manson curtains up. Those pillows were on my bed. And it was like my little prize that I got. Oh my God, if he ever sees this, he's gonna think I'm insane, but maybe he'll like that, right? Anyways, so yeah, that is the story to how I broke in to Marilyn Manson's house and got my curtains and my pillows. Thank you.